What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Leon from Leon Talks TV, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're delving into a topic that might hit home for a lot of you: why some men lie about their income when it comes to dating. It's a surprising fact that over half of men, about 54%, admit to stretching the truth about how much money they make just to impress a woman. So let's break this down and understand why or what's really going on. Chapter 1: The pressure of financial expectation. First off, let's talk about why men feel this need to lie. Many guys feel a lot of pressure to meet certain financial expectation, especially when they're starting to date someone new. It's like there's this unspoken rule that says you need to have your financial in order to be attractive to women. This pressure can make some men feel like they have to put on a show, even if it's not true. However, some men online state that a lot of people can say that why do men lie about their income is probably the same reason why women lie about their body count. So to them, they saying that both genders lie about things they think the other gender care most about. On the other hand, other men suggest that it's understandable to avoid discussing money until you're in a committed relationship. However, in my opinion, just my opinion, the only exception would be if you need to address financial matters like getting a mortgage together for a house. In that sense, I would say it's understandable. But me personally, I think your financial situation should always be private. That's just my opinion. But here's the thing, regardless, starting a relationship with a lie, even a small one, can really hurt trust down the line or down the road, which is something that you probably most likely could never really come back from. You know, it's actually funny when you look at these type of statistics. I've always said that when it comes to occupations, people often ask about your job to gauge the level of respect they can give you. One time I was on a dating app and right off the bat, she asked me what I did for a living. That was one of the first questions she asked or wanted to know about me. Not even something like, hey, where you from? What's your background? Just simple generic questions to get to know each other. Her main question was about my job. That was her first question, mind you. And it was clear she was eager for a specific kind of man who made a certain amount of money. In scenarios like that, it's obvious that they are not looking for just anyone. They have a particular type in mind. And I guess they're cutting straight to the chase, right? Chapter 2: The psychology behind it. Next, let's dig into the psychological behind this. For men, their income is tied to how they feel about themselves. If they feel like they're not making enough money, it can make them feel less valuable or confident. So instead of admitting that they don't earn a lot, they think it's easier to pretend they're doing better than they actually are. But they can lead to problems, right? Especially if the woman finds out the truth later on. Chapter 3: The changing landscape of income. Now, it's important to recognize that times are changing. More women are out earning men than ever before. The shifts can make some guys feel even more insecure, especially when they think about how things used to be when men were often the sole providers. It's a different world now. It can be tough to adjust that. Chapter 4: Reality of average incomes. Let's keep it real for a moment. Most people, both men and women, are making average money. There's really no need to lie about it because chances are the person you're dating is in a similar situation. When both partners are honest about their finances, it sets a solid foundation for their relationship. It's just that we see a lot of things on social media that gives us the impression that a lot of people are doing way better than others. Chapter 5: The cost of lies, why authenticity matters in dating. You see, a lot of people watching this video might think to themselves, why would men need to lie? They might say, I would never do that. And everyone can speak for themselves. But I think this is real. And I'll be honest, I'm guilty of it. I've been down this road before. While I've never lied about my income, however, I've lied about my occupation at times. Well, not exactly lied about my occupation, more so exaggerated my job title. For example, like instead of saying I work as a manufacturer, I'll add I'm a manufacturing engineer to put more of a prestige, to make myself to sound that I'm more officially qualified and more professional. However, I guess you can say it's maybe it's immature for my part. Maybe insecurity plays a part in it. Maybe I'm trying to impress too much. Who knows? Who cares? But be as that may, Once you start lying, you have to keep it up in a relationship, which means covering one lie with another. And then you keep on doing it over and over again. And you have to remember these lies that you tell to people, especially to your significant other, right? But let me tell you this, once you go down that road of lying, it becomes exhausting. And it's a hole that you're just going to keep going deeper and deeper, and it's going to be harder to dig yourself out that hole. So you really don't want to go down that road because it's a lonely one, especially when it comes to money or your occupation. And if you really have a girl that likes you, she's going to like you regardless. And you know what's crazy? For the most part, women, if they really do like you, they don't really care about the job that you do, but more so about your ambition and drive is what they really care most about. So you should never lie about money. If a girl likes you, she'll like you regardless. If she's only interested in your finance, then she's not the right person for you. You see, these situations are real. I've seen it firsthand. I know someone who lied about being a millionaire. Yeah, imagine a millionaire to impress a woman. He was far from a millionaire. Now, whether they believed him or not, he seemed to get some attention regardless. But this guy was leading with his money. He would pull up in a BMW, wear designer clothes, and rent out Airbnbs in penthouse apartments overlooking the city view. You see, it's funny because despite all that, some girls still find his behavior lame. And you know what they say, money can't outbuy lameness from a man. Now, I've seen this guy go from leading with his money to attending house parties with the same girls, only to find that they ended up leaving him for other guys who didn't spend a dime on these girls. And the funny thing is, they took them back to their place, did whatever they wanted and did with those girls, and then dropped them off at the train station, while he was always doing the most, picking them up, dropping them, paying for their drinks, paying for their food, covering everything. And here you have these guys, they come along, they get whatever they got from these girls instantly. Didn't even have to try hard, right in this man's face. And the crazy thing is, when he found out these girls were gone and they left with these guys, boy, I'll tell you, this boy was furious. He was pissed. And I was like, bro, you're doing too much. You've got to stop leading with money, because at the end of the day, money doesn't buy a genuine desire. You can spend as much as you want on a woman, but they might still think you're lame. Money isn't everything, so don't feel like you have to lie about it. Anyways, to wrap these things up, lying about income in dating might seem like an easy way to impress someone, but it can backfire and put a lot of strain and damage and distrust in the long run. It's better to just be honest about where you are in life. And if you don't feel comfortable, then to heck with it. Focus on your goals and just become who you need to become in order for you to get into that dating world. So remember, income is just one part of who you are. Anyways, with that being said, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining me today. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more info and insights. Catch you next time, and salute.